Hi there, my name is Jordan. I am a real estate agent in the state of Kentucky, and today I will be talking about the process for a buyer. So, as a buyer, what will happen if you're interested in purchasing a home is typically you will meet with a lender first. This lender, preferably someone local, someone that you can speak to directly, that you can call or text. I know my clients have that type of relationship with the lenders that I recommend to them. That's just the type of relationship and personal service that I like to have. Also, it's very important that you have a good, reputable lender for a couple of reasons. One, because when your offer is submitted on the house that you find and that you love, what's going to happen is you're going to have a pre-approval letter. And with that pre-approval letter, the listing agent, say you come in with a multiple offer situation, I have had sellers pick a buyer based upon a local lender. And so that just kind of gives you a heads up. And there's many reasons for this. Not everyone is bad if they're not local, but we know and we trust the local people. We know, that there is less likely of a chance that the deal will fall through. And that's just the importance of working with the local lender. Okay. So once you get pre-approved, and that will be based upon how much money you want to spend per month, how much you're going to put down. The mortgage lender can help you with all of this. And give you a comfortable range. And then from there, what you do is you take that number, you take that budget, and you give it to your real estate agent and you start your house search. Because if you start looking at houses prior to getting pre-approved, then you might be looking out of your price range, and then you fall in love with a house that you can't afford and your heart is just broke and nobody wants that. So go get pre-approved. I will show my clients one house prior to pre-approval just because I want to meet them. I want to get to know them, kind of hear their wants and needs in a house. And for me, I prefer to do that in a house because we can do it sitting down, but there's just a lot more that can come up inside of a house that you don't even think to ask. So like at an appointment where you're not at a specific house, say you're at Starbucks or at your real estate office or something. So anyways, once you have your pre-approval, the house hunting will begin. This process will all depend on how long it takes to find your house. This can be days, this could be weeks, months, just really depends. And from there, what will happen is once you go under contract, you will submit your earnest money to your real estate office or whoever is holding the escrow. That will be on the contract, the escrow amount, which you will see prior to signing. And what escrow mean, or what your earnest money deposit means, is just like a good faith deposit. So this gives the sellers the security to take their home off of the market, and it shows that you're serious. I use the analogy, it's like giving someone an engagement ring. So you're not married yet, but you are showing your commitment to that person through the ring in the same way that you are showing your commitment to this house through the earnest money deposit. And you will get this credited back to you at closing of escrow. Okay, so on closing day, you will see this as a debit to your side. Okay, debit credit, it's backwards, so I have to say it backwards. Okay, yes, so then you submit your earnest money deposit. Now we're in our due diligence period. Typically, this is a 7 to 14 day period. You are going to be doing inspections, any type of inspection, radon, a home inspection. Obviously, I always recommend a home inspection to my clients. You're going to do termite, just any type of inspection. You're going to also be doing research on insurance, home insurance. You want to make sure, if it's in a flood zone, just anything that you need to know. I have had clients that work from home and they thought a house had the high-speed internet that they needed, and it did not. And so we had to pull out of that contract based upon the speed of the internet of house. So this is all information that you want to do to prior to before your inspection period is over, right? Okay. So we are through your earnest money, we're through inspections and your due diligence period. From here, title work's doing their thing, making sure there's no liens or back taxes, easements on the property, and drawing up the deed. The deed is where the transfer of ownership actually happens from the current owner to yourself. Okay. So the title work they're working on that part of it. And then if it's not a cash deal and it is a loan, what's happening is underwriting. And this process can be not fun, just to be honest with you. You're going to have to submit a bunch of documents, and they're probably going to ask for the same documents 2 to 3 times. So just prepare yourself for that. Don't, you can say, oh, I already submitted that, but it's just quicker to just give them what they're asking for, regardless of how many times you've already given that to them. And also working with a good lender, that can make a big difference as well, because trust me, of all the transactions that I've done, a good lender can make or break a deal. So just emphasis on that. Moving on, we are through title work. We are through underwriting. You are clear to close, which is the very final step right before closing day or on closing day, preferably before, because it can get down to the nitty gritty if you wait to close on the same day that you get your clear to close. Been there, done that, made it happen, with a team of other people, of course, but it can be stressful. And the way that I like to explain closing day to my clients is it's kind of like a baby's due date. And so it can be before, it can be after. That's obviously the day that we shoot for. But depending on the circumstances that come up throughout the deal, because each deal is just so unique in its own way for many reasons, but depending on that is when your closing day will actually fall. So be careful about, taking off work or booking the U-Haul, which I know those are things that you will need to do, at the end of the day, but maybe you can do a timeline or a range, or make sure, you have a refundable deposit, stuff like that. So yeah, that is the process from start to finish as a buyer. Pre-approved, find your house, make an offer, accepted offer, earnest money deposit, inspections and due diligence, title work and underwriting. You're going to get your clear to close. You're going to have closing day. You get the keys. Property is yours. Okay. And typically when you transfer over utilities, the utility companies are going to want to see the deed, to show transfer of ownership and that you are the new owner, just so that nobody willy-nilly is walking in and trying to change utilities or turn some off or turn some on, stuff like that. So, okay, well, I hope that this has been helpful. I feel a little long-winded, but all in all, I think I've got most of the information in there. And if you work with me personally, I have what's called a buyer's guide. So this is all going to be in a packet for you, so you don't have to remember all of this. It's all laid out, pretty little spreadsheet. You're good to go if you work with me. So, okay, guys, thank you. Have a good day.